This is the Snack Squad tournament.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
Welcome to Tourney Day. So it looks like we have Zib here on Ash. He's going to be aggressive, but is not droning. The confidence with this one, not droning. Typically, you want to set up a drone for at least sound calls, sound cues.
Attackers' objective is to locate a bomb and defuse it.
Looks like he has a breach charge still set up to create a sound cue for a distraction. Blew the breach charge to mask the hatch blowing. Ooh! That was disgusting. Hey, if you guys want in on these tournaments, I think he's going to try to do it weekly or bi-weekly.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
Still not droning. Drone time is not TikTok time. This is a game of information. You want to get as much information as you can.
Attackers' objective is to locate a bomb and defuse it.
He still hasn't found the objective. A lot of wasted time in the prep phase. Still looking for the objective. Wasting a lot of time on the clock right now. This is pretty typical in a 1v1. The first 2 minutes is gathering information. A lot of the action usually happens within the last 30 seconds to minute of the match. Going for a classic oil pit push. He's gonna have to watch out for the Legion mines. Looks like he has 2 drones in sight. Legion fires on Ash, doesn't connect. Couple miss opportunities there for a pick. Hold. They know where each other's at. This is going to be kind of a dance of who does damage first. Hit a Legion mine. And gets absolutely smoked. Let's go. Hey, Kayla, what was your poll at?
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
All right, this time Zib is going to actually use the prep phase to hopefully set up a drone. Yeah, you're muted.
Attackers have located a bomb. 5 seconds left before insertion. Attackers are moving to defuse a bomb.
This is a very odd site choice from Jared. The problem with this site is there's a lot of angles that they can get on him. They can get vert, they can open up a bunch of the soft walls. There's just way too many areas to attack on this site. Jared's still unaware that he's been seen on the drone, but is holding an angle. Second flash in. And he still got it. Zib's him. Is Zib PC? Nice.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
Looks like Jared learned from his mistake and is actually going to use this prep phase to drone. Will he be able to set up a good one?
10 seconds left before insertion. 5 seconds to insertion. Bomb located by attackers. Attackers' objective is to defuse a bomb.
Good ball knowledge, checking for spawn peaks. How he got that drone out of there is beyond me. He left this wall soft, which is going to allow him to do a pretty easy sight take. Sees the vigil on the server racks. And Jared is in it. He is on the scoreboard. Let's go. Bye. Hey, if we get some consistent participants, a 5v5 draft could be on the board.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
I don't know. Jared's gameplay is pretty interesting. He does a lot of off-of-the-cuff stuff. Sees a drone. Wasn't able to get the drone. Bad aim, bad aim.
10 seconds to go.
With that drone knowledge, he did see that he threw up reinforcements, so he swapped off the Ash and went to Ace. It's a good move on his part. And was able to get his drone out. I don't know if you guys saw that, but Zib has a lot of ball knowledge on this game and pre-fired not only the garage window, but the red stairs doorway through the wall. Dude, Zib's droning skills are immaculate. Ace heard the sound cue on server racks. He might. Ooh! Now that was excellent crosshair placement. That was insane. If y'all are wondering what bell to ass looks like, you just witnessed it. Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. All right, I'm gonna use this time to talk to my chat for a second. How we doing, guys? I'm not muted, Jay. I've been talking this whole time. Thanks for the support, Bell Beast. Appreciate you. I don't have you muted. I don't know, man. Well, No, I can't hear you, Jay. Hey, thanks for the follow, man. Appreciate it. We're just waiting for the next invite.
Alright, sent you both invites. Plug, welcome in. Alright, rules. Welcome in, Pickle. No shields, no spawn peaks, full roam, runouts are allowed. That is my killer fix prediction. I didn't do that prediction. What do you mean? Elijah, welcome in. Send invite. Alright, motherfucker. Type. I gotta sneeze, but it won't come out. Sneeze you. Scrambles. That's true. Sneeze you. Bless you.
Dude,
Great
Lemon versus Luke. This game's going to be nice.
All of unicorns come to fucking. There you go. Thank you for the follow, Gucci. Alright. Someone choose heads or tails.
All right. Going to be into the next game here soon. We got Lamone James versus Luke Swung You. I've played both of these people before. Will Lemon's aura carry him through this tournament? Lamon James.
Defenders attackers.
Will Lamont James's aura carry him through this tournament? Yeah, I played Luke once or twice, and his crosshair placement is actually really good. Looks for the drone,
Seconds left.
finds it. Not able to get the drone, and he got it. Let's go.
Attackers are moving out to locate a bomb and
Valkyrie is a very interesting choice. He might be able to go down and deny the plant. Are they allowed to roam in tourney rules? So, Lamont James is in a really good position to deny the plant using his utility alone. How are the maps decided? He heard the drop from Logi Hatch, but is not scoped in. Great to rotate.
drop the diffuser.
And absolutely floors Luke. It's 1v1, a little toxic, but we don't mind toxicity here. Sometimes you just gotta pull them out and let it hang.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
Luke on Legion for his defense round. Legion is a great pick. It kind of makes you into two operators, information-wise.
Attackers have located a bomb.
Putting up utility, but and there's some head holes. Don't see any rotates yet.
10 seconds to go. 5 seconds to go.
Halo, congrats on affiliate, man. Proud of you. Luke hears the Twitch on the roof. Goes for some pre-fires, does not connect. Twitch is a really good counter for Legion. Lemon's not doing a good job at keeping his drones alive. That might affect him later in the round. He has one more Twitch drone. If I was him, I'd save it so he has some information. Here's the drop, pre-fires the window. I don't know how Lamont James got away with that. Must be his aura. Gotta say, Luke's pre-fires are on point at head level. Ooh. One tap. Flip. It's Siege gameplay like that that gets my jort sticky.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
Huge fan of the Vault gameplay. The intel in this game is very important. That's why this game is playing chess while Call of Duty players are playing checkers. Heard the drone, but cannot find it.
10 seconds to go. 5 seconds to go.
Luke on the Ash. Seems like he might be getting a little aggressive this round. Probably should have stuck with the Ace. Luke is very good at using his utility on Ash to create overwhelming sound cues to distract the defender. Throws a Jinxie C4, does not connect. That right there was a textbook Jinxie C4. Leaves his drone completely exposed. Minute 30 left, still plenty of time on the clock. Finally using that drone in bathroom and gave it up. It's gonna come down to gunfights at this point. Awesome pre-fire from Luke at head level. That is a textbook pre-fire right there. Luke now officially on the scoreboard. Luke seems to be learning Lamont James's style. This could be a very close and exciting game.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
It is
10 seconds left.
Finds the drone.
5 seconds remaining.
Lemon switching to the Lion.
The bomb.
It's nice to see Lemon back on one of his mains. Vector, very stable, very good gun. Lots of bullets.
Attackers dropped to the
Lemon doing some red light, green light with his Lion scans. Unfortunately, it's hard countered by Vigil. Preemptive nade into bathroom does not connect. Impact for line of sight and gets swung. And we are back to a close game. Knowing that his opponent was on Vigil, the swap to Lion was kind of questionable.
defenders. Protect your bombs from being defused by attackers. Seconds to insertion. Attackers have discovered the location of a bomb. 5 seconds left before insertion. Attackers' objective is to defuse a bomb.
Lemon making some nice lines of sight to Lemon hears Luke on the roof. Luke still has both of his drones active. Heard the sound cue. Woo! I don't know, chat. I think this might be one of the biggest sells of the tourney, but we'll see. At this point, Luke has been able to win 3 rounds in a row, and he is back on the Vigil. Again, Lion is kind of a questionable pick, but he doesn't know the op yet.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers. located by attackers. Remaining.
Lemon heard the reinforcements, but is choosing to stay on the Lion.
Attackers are moving.
Lemon is going to have a hard time getting into sight. He did not bring any hard breaches, and once again is going to be hard countered by the Vigil. Luke hears the sound cue on the roof. This is Lemon's last drone. Cards are kind of stacked against Lemon at this point. Lemon's having a hard time finding a gap to get even anywhere near sight. Gonna try to work what angles he can. No information off the Lion scan. He may not be able to push off the Lion scans, but he does have a frag grenade in pocket to create some space. Lemon is now out of utility and has to solely rely on his gunplay at this point. Vigil hanging out, tucked in on A site, knows that he has nothing but time on his side. At this point in time, if I was Lemon, I would work these windows. Ooh, and Lemon is back! The clean headshot. All Vigil had to do was stay tucked in, and he decided to ego chow Lamont James, and he suffered the consequences of his actions. We got a 3-3 tied game, overtime match point, folks. Lock in.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs.
Overtime match point. Lemon has been here multiple times before, and he stays cool, calm, and collected. I always say Lamont James got aura.
10 seconds to insertion. Attackers have located a bomb.
Sees the reinforcements and still wants to stay on the Twitch.
Attackers' objective is to defuse a bomb.
He does have a drone in sight, but he hasn't done a good job at protecting them and keeping them hidden. Fantastic drone spot. sees Luke on the drone. Now, if he was smart, he would keep that drone for a sound cue drone and leave it where it's at. One drone down. He still has one Twitch and one regular drone. Wasting a lot of time on the clock here. Luke has done a fantastic job at sealing off site, so he's going to have all the sound cues he needs to react to what position Lemon wants to push from. Lemon has now used up 2 minutes on the clock droning. You might as well take a nap.
The attacker's bomb diffuser has been dropped.
28 seconds left, still on the drone. It's going to come down to the final seconds.
Attackers recovered the bomb.
Finally gets an indicator of where Vigil is at.
To go. 5 seconds remaining. We're out of time.
Yeah, we're going to have a conversation with Lemon about that later, but good game, folks. Two awesome games of the tournament so far. He's talking to the tournament people. He'll be back. If he's in the next game, he might actually not be. Oh, what? What's up, Libre? Yeah, I can hear you. I'll probably have you muted while casting so I don't get distracted. Buckle in, chat. We got a lot of good games coming up. Welcome back, Belbies. Thank you for the support. Ooh, I get to spectate Kalo. You better not be nervous. Hey, Kalo, I'll do a stream marker for the game that you did.
Alright, that's fine, that's fine. Like, get it going!
I'll be able to talk. Can you invite me to your game so I can spectate you guys?
I got you.
But you can't hear.
Alright, for sure. Scrambles.
Can you check? Can you talk as well? Hello? Can you hear your game as well?
I love.
Yes, I can hear it.
Alright. Alright!
Alright, Chicks. Remember, don't say anything crazy. I'll be in a live waiting room. The live room, sorry. I'll see you guys later.
Alright, bet. What's up, bro? Or not? Alright, hold on, chat. I gotta take a piss real quick.
What's up? How do I pronounce your name? Yeah. Sizzy? All right, that works. Yeah, I believe so. I love big biddies. Is that your friend? Oh. All right, chat. We got the Fruit Loop versus Seedor.
Jigs.
Hopefully, he can pull himself out of the losers bracket. Just because you're in the losers bracket does not mean you are out of the tournament.
Well, like, you have to be fully exposed. Like, if you're, like, half out, that's not a run out. That's just... Alright, bet. Good luck. Have fun. Right.
Welcome back, chat, for the third game of the tournament. We got the Fruit Loop that plays
Protect your
Siege,
bombs from being defused by attackers.
My Fruity Cheerio Cane, Cheerio King, Kalo himself, versus Seador. I've never watched Seador or his gameplay, but we got him on the Valk. Seador is going to do some reinforcing. Kalo might be in trouble with the Ash getting into sight.
5 seconds remaining.
Kalo has a nice drone for information in garage.
Objective is to locate a bomb.
Here's the reinforcements, but elects to stay on the Ash. Kalo getting all the default cams. Pretty default Siege. Tears down the garage door to create an option for himself later in the match. Proceeds to whiff on the same camera that Lamont James whiffed on, but it's okay. Opens his way into Con and is getting active. He now has eyes into sight. Valkyrie doing some pre-fires. He hears sound cue. Valkyrie is lost. Get that gentleman a map, and Kalo takes round 1. Awesome footwork from Kalo. Now let's see what Kalo can do on defense. Ella is a pretty common pick for Kalo. High rate of fire weapon, and he can control it. We got Seador on the A, so if Kalo does decide to reinforce, it'll actually count against him. If he leaves the walls soft, he'll be able to shoot the aces.
They can.
Kalo making some rotates and buttoning up sight. Again, since Seador is on ace, reinforcing these walls may not be in Kalo's favor. If he leaves the walls soft, he can shoot the ace charges and denying a way of entry from his opponent.
Attacker's objective is to defuse a bomb.
I was watching Kalo setting up. I don't know if Seador was able to get any drones in sight. That pause was kind of sus. I don't know if he was activating a script or anything. Let's hope he is not cheating. First ace is out onto the con wall. He's going to use the sound of his ace to get up on the roof. Kalo reacting to the aced wall is now holding an angle. Here's a sound call of Seador breaking the hatch. Seador now using his drone to get some information. Get some intel on where Kalo is. Will he be able to save his drone? He was not able to save his drone. He is now out of drones, I believe. Cedar pre-firing some common angles. Kalo, nice, calm, cool, and collected insight. Heard the bait of the diffuser. Did not hear any Elemines going off.
Attackers activating diffuser.
Pros don't fake. Diffuser is down. Kalo is rotating. And Cedar able to get on the scoreboard. Score is now 1-1. Going based off this match so far, it seems that both people are doing incredibly well in their attacks. Maybe we'll see a defense win this round. Halo opting to be on the Dokkaebi. He has been doing some practice with the SMG-12. We'll see what he can do with it.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
And we have Cedar on the dock. Kalo not using the prep time to get a drone into sight. As I say many times, drone phase is not TikTok time. You need to be getting that drone into sight, whether it's to get eyes on the enemy or to leave a drone stashed somewhere so you can get some intel and sound calls. He does get a drone into Oil Pit, but the site is upstairs. Again, we got the defender on the dock, and the dock is a phenomenal pick for 1v1s. As long as you can use your stems, you are practically 3 operators worth of health. Halo leaving his drone in the basement. That might come back to affect him later. Cedar actually using this time to flip cams to get an idea of where the push may be coming from. Kalo again struggling to hit the camera. It's all jokes, Kalo. All jokes. Doc is a well-rounded operator. Not only does he have the potential health of 3 operators, but barbed wire is probably one of the best utilities you can use for sound cues and to slow down pushes from the enemy. Kalo dropping off the flash and sending out his first phone call. Unfortunately, that phone call was wasted. He was not able to get a sound call off of it. Full sprints into sight and unfortunately gets floored by the dock. The MP5 is definitely a phenomenal weapon. Very easy to control, does a lot of damage, very easy to get shots on point. Unfortunately, Kalo was not able to connect with the SMG-12. Might be time to shelf that weapon for a little bit, but now we're going to get some Legion gameplay. Cedar is getting the thermite. Kalo does reinforce. It will actually count against him once again. You got to think of 1v1s a little differently than regular ranked or competitive gameplay. If you know where a thermite is placing his breaches, you can easily shoot him through the soft floor and it will eliminate a point of entry from the thermite. Kalo actually getting active in this prep phase, setting up some default rotates and footholds.
Attackers must locate.
Kalo decided not to reinforce anything, so if he knows where Thermite is pushing from, he should be able to shoot the Thermite charge through the wall. Got a really good bulletproof cam from Kalo. We're gonna check in on Cedor. Cedor using this time to do a little bit of droning. You will notice in a lot of 1v1s that the first 2-ish minutes of the match is going to be getting intel, droning, and trying to stash a drone somewhere.
Located by attackers.
Cedor not doing a good job at protecting his drones. In 1v1s, they're either really aggressive and they're over within the first minute, or the first 2 minutes is droning and getting intel. If Kalo was able to predict the push, he would have been able to eliminate this point of entry. But now we have Cedor here in dirt. You got Kalo up top. There's nothing wrong with roaming, but since Thermite made the sound call of going into dirt, Thermite is going to have an easy time taking sight. Unfortunately, Thermite didn't drone, so he doesn't know that Kalo is off-site. Kalo making his way back into sight from Oil Pit. We have Cedor still on the drone, off the drone. Wasn't able to locate his opponent. He has a drone in Oil Pit. Has no clue where Kalo is. He is going to go for the plant. Kalo is going to slow walk, and he gets the win. Excellent siege by Kalo using the diffuse sound cues to push and eliminate his opponent. We are now tied at 2-2. Will Kalo be able to get out of the loser bracket and back into the winner circle of the tournament? We got Kalo on the Jackal. Jackal is a very good operator for intel.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
Kalo again wasting his prep phase. Oh. Maybe he learned from his past mistake and is getting a drone in. Kalo, I think, heard the shotgun shot, so knows that the site is upstairs.
Remaining.
Cedor doing some standard reinforcements and made some head holes and rotates.
Must locate and defuse the bomb.
Kalo set up his drone in con, so he might use that to his advantage to do a con push. Rocking the PDW. Doesn't do as much damage as his other weapon, but has a really good rate of fire and lots of bullets in the magazine. Cedor flipping cams a little too late, not knowing that his garage cam is already out and Kalo is in the building. Kalo using this time to talk to his fans. And Cedor is out of the game. I am curious to see what happened. Interesting. That was a match, honestly, very head to head and kind of in Cedor's favor. Do a stream marker there.
Buck, Keisha. I might need to restart my game. It's not even letting me go into my Ubisoft.
I'm gonna try to figure out what happened that last match. It looks like there were some technical difficulties in that match.
No, you even asked me. Hey, why does it say Meat Rider? Yes, you did. I saw you put it in there last night. I got a crash report from fucking Ubisoft. Fuck. Oh, Ubisoft don't do this shit. Why isn't my shit working?
Hey, what happened that last game? Oh, it crashed? Yeah, when Valk, dude, when Valk went into con, bro, when Valk went into con and Kayla shot him in the back, I was like, get this dude a map. What's up, chat? We're wait we're waiting for the next game. Are you gonna redo this game or is he taking the L? L plug. L plug, come to scrambles, egg taking over. Sadly, you might have to do a full reset. Good girl. All right, now that Kayla's gone, join the scrambles. Egg is taking over. Chat, I am casting each game though. I'm very unbiased. I'm shitting on both people. Absolutely. Dude, Kayla whiffed on the same cam that Lemon did. Oh, I'm being held hostage in this thing. Hold on. Sorry, chat. Kayla's experiencing some technical difficulties, but we'll be back with the games here soon, chat. There's my fruity Cheerio King. Hey. Hey. Hey, Kayla. Hey, Kayla. Hey, can we talk about you whiffing on the same cam you made fun of Lemon not hitting? That's unfortunate. You had to reset. Will Kalo be able to get out of the loser bracket and back into the winner circles? We're going to be queuing up here soon. Hey, hey, Sizzy, when Kalo's game starts, join me in live so we can chat. Oh, we got some shit talk going on. Kalo is really good at mental chalking and shit talking his opponent. I, I, I think both of you needed to ask Dora for a map. Ooh, is Kalo getting mental chalked? Oh no. Hey, Kalo's chat. Put fours in there if Kalo's fat. All right. Hey, when you guys get started, I'll go back to the live to do casting. Kalo, are you wanting me to send you these matches? You're on Tack. You're on Jackal. All right, we are back in the live room. There were some technical difficulties, but we are back in the game. Halo opting to go on Striker. Striker is an interesting pick. There's a lot of utility that Striker has. He can have claymores and frag grenades. He can have flashbangs and smokes.
Attackers
He
need
can
to
have
locate
frag
and defuse
grenades
as
and
many
hard
bombs as they
breaches. Halo actually using this time to get a drone in garage. Hears the shotguns close and knows that the site is CCTV and cache. Cedor using a lot of his ammo to make rotates with the Boss G. I don't know why he doesn't have impacts on. I believe Vigil has access to impact grenades.
Attackers
Vigil
are moving out to
sees the
locate a bomb and
drone.
defuse it.
I believe when this game left off, Cedor was in bedroom. I believe he should have been able to choose the same site, but it's neither here nor there. Vigil up on the table, which gives him a nasty angle into rafters.
Attackers have located a bomb.
Halo using a lot of time to get a garage drone in place. Halo's still burning some time on the clock, but he is now in the building. Using gunshots to cut off the sound cue of his rappel. Vigil using his bulletproof cam to peek through the drone hole. Halo setting up a breach charge on the con soft wall, potentially using it as a distraction. Halo now has that wall open for a later entry if need be. Vigil pre-firing does not connect. Staying tucked in sight, using the sound cues available to see the push of his opponent. Vigil reinforcing the entry point that Kalo created. Missed the headshot. Kalo's in and floors Cedor. That gunfight was in the favor of Vigil, but Vigil could not get his shots to connect. It is hard to get shots after doing a Volta animation, so Kalo definitely should not have won that gunfight, but was able to come out on top. We are now at a 3-2 match point game. Kalo going back to his true and trusted Ela. Hopefully this time he will put his Ela mines in places to give him intel of his opponent's push. Cedor on the Lion.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
In lower skill lobbies, people use Lion. They tend to use their utility at random points in the match, just try to get a red ping. But you really want to use your Lion scans when you are ready to push an objective. You're either going to get a red ping of your opponent on site, or you're going to keep your opponent standing still, allowing you to push in and take ground.
10 seconds remaining.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the first tournament I've ever casted. I hope I am doing a good job of providing information.
Attackers are heading out to defuse a bomb.
Lion was able to get a drone in sight, and Kalo was unable to find it. Kalo looking for the drone, heard the drone in sight. Well, Cedor should have left his drone where it was. That was a really good drone for sound cues. But he still has another drone in pocket. Cedor doing a textbook con push. And is going to move off this lion scan. Kalo moved and got pinged, so now Cedor has an idea of what site Kalo is in. Kalo flipping cams, unaware that his opponent is already in sight. Cedor slow walking and hits an Elamine and gets the frag on Kalo. Awesome crosshair placement from Cedor, and we are now at 3-3 overtime match point. Usually you want to swing off your Ellas, but if they're already holding an angle and pre-firing, sometimes it's not a good idea to swing off an Ella. Thank you, Belbees. Thank you for your support. Three match point, and Kalo is back on defense, but is going to bring a Legion. I don't remember if shields are allowed, but we have Cedor on the Blackbeard. Usually in these 1v1s, there's a gentleman's agreement to not use shields. BB, also known as Blackbeard, is really good at taking ground, breaching through soft walls while keeping a shield up, and has a very high damaging weapon. Sometimes you don't necessarily have to go for headshots with Blackbeard.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds left before insertion.
Kalo looking for the drone.
Attacker's objective is
Hasn't been able to find it. Here's the drone. Somebody get Kalo a map. Another awkward pause from Cedor. Either testing that he got his aim right. Again, I hope he is not running a script. I'll be talking to Kalo about this. A lot of Cedor, when he goes to a new operator, he pauses and then tests his recoil control, which not in itself is sus, because a lot of people do test the recoil when they swap to another operator, but the awkward pause is what kind of gets me. I hope Cedor is not running a script. Cedor is now in the building. Legion is kind of a hard counter for Blackbeard. Kalo now knows that BB is in the building. Cedor opting to drone to try to get some information. Kalo hears the drone and finally gets the drone. I don't believe Cedar has any drones left. Cedar takes down the con window and hits a Legion mine. Instead of taking the Legion mine, he tried to go for a pick. Wasn't able to spot
15
Kalo.
seconds to go. Drop the diffuser.
Thank you for the follow. And Kalo was able to win the round. Hard-fought victory from Kalo. He, I think, is now joining the winners bracket, maybe. BB was a sketchy pick, but it did not work out in his favor. Like I said, Legion is a hard counter for BB. But good game to you both. You both did a great job. I don't know why I can't join the tournament competing. Hey, Kayla, I gotta talk to you for a second. Hey, Kayla, was Cedar running scripts? Because every time he went to a new operator, he would like pause for like 10 seconds and then test his recoil, and I thought that was just kind of sus. Usually people that run scripts do that. But you won anyways. I mean, the scripts is ran off of a third-party device, but yeah. I just know that each script is determinant on a weapon, and every time he went to a new operator, he would like pause, like he would run forward and pause, and then he would like test his recoil like once or twice. Oh, do I need to leave? It was glitched. The lobby was glitched. Are you back in the winners bracket now? Oh, okay. I just loaded in. I just loaded in. Holy crap. All right, Kalo is losing his mind. What's up, everybody? Hopefully they can't hear me. But hopefully y'all can hear me.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
Hey, can y'all still hear me? All right, I don't think they can hear me. All right. We have Snixie on the Jaeger. Zib saw that Snixie was reinforcing and is swapping off Ash to the Ace.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds left before insertion. Attackers must locate and defuse a bomb.
Nighthaven is a good map, but it is a big map for 1v1s. We saw Zib earlier today. He won the first match of today. Ace charge is going out. He's going to create multiple entry points so that he can rotate as necessary, I think. Prepping a breach into gardens or terrace, I think. Throws a second ace charge on that wall to make it walkable. Uses the breach charge to cut the noise off. It worked, but he heard the second breach charge. Got some pre-fires going out, and that is a round one for Zib. As we saw in the last game that Zib was in, he was really good at his pre-fires, crosshair placement. You can definitely tell Zib has ball knowledge, the way he used the breach charge to cut off the sound. Snixie showing off his champ background.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
Ace is a really good, really strong pick for this map. There's a lot of rotates, so Ace has claymores to kind of watch his back, and there is a lot of walls to get into to create multiple ways into sight.
Attackers have discovered the location of a bomb.
Zib lying about what site he went to, but was able to get the drone. Nixie able to find the site.
5 seconds to insertion. Texas objective is to defuse a bomb.
Nixie opted to get off the ace and onto Ying. Did not bring any of the hard breach charges, but he may not need them. Snixie able to tuck a drone into sight to be used for later. Hits a Legion mine. Zib pre-firing. Second pre-fire coming from Zib, does not connect. Zib responds to the Ying's pre-fire for a headshot and a round win. It is now 2-0 in Zib's favor.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs. Left before insertion. 5 seconds left. Attackers are moving out to locate a bomb and defuse it.
All right, we got Snixie on the Legion now and Zib on the Dokkaebi. A lot of SMG-12 with the higher level of players. The damage output of the weapon paired with its high rate of fire, if you're able to control it, it is one of the best weapons in the game.
Bomb located by attackers.
Zib made his way into sight, takes out his red dot with a EMP impact, and absolutely fries him off of electrical. It is a 3-0 lead for Zib. Snixie on the Amaru. We could be seeing some aggressive entry play. And we have Zib on the Valkyrie. Now in these 1v1s, they are allowed to roam. So there could be some diffuser denial from below.
Bomb located by attackers.
Zib sees the drone, but wasn't able to get it. Sacrifices his drone in electrical.
10 seconds left. 5 seconds remaining. Attackers are moving to defuse the bomb.
Nixie prepping for a run out. Opting to enter from below, struggling to make a rotate to get into the building. But he is in. Zib has no knowledge of where Amaru is in the building. Gets absolutely turned on and fried after the Amaru. Ladies and gentlemen, that is what belt to ass looks like. Chat, that was a perfect example of what belt to ass looks like. Chat, hope you're enjoying the Snack Squad tournament hosted by Kalo TV. Please drop Kalo TV a follow. Congratulate him that he hit affiliate today. More importantly, go follow Scrambles 91. Egg is taking over. I'm just kidding. Lamont James. GG's. Good game. Zib undefeated in this tournament? My my matchmaking screen's glitch. Is it Dragon versus Lemon right now? All right, cool. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and mute up. Good luck, guys. Can y'all hear me still? I muted up the Discord. This is the Snack Squad tournament hosted by Kalo TV. We have Zach B. Dragon versus Lemon James, also known as Lemonolly. Lemonolly was able to win his match in the last game on Clubhouse. We're now in round 3 at Night Haven Labs. We saw a 4-0 victory with Zib last game. Let's see what Zach B. Dragon and Lemon James brings to the table. Lemon opted to do Vigil. Ooh, back to Valkyrie. They are allowed to roam in this 1v1, so we could see a plant denial from below using Valkyrie. Zach B. Dragon on the Sledge. Sledge is able to create multiple entry points into site, especially if Lemonolly decides not to reinforce. Dragon might be using this opportunity to get a drone into sight. Loses his drone, but finds a Vault Cam. Zach B. Dragon getting another drone into sight. Or at least prepping for one. Lemon decided to leave those walls soft. That might come back to haunt him later this round. Night Haven Labs is a good map that allows you to get multiple entry points into sight so you can rotate around as necessary. Zach is now taking ground into sight. Pre-fires, does not connect. Kind of a wasted frag, not pushing off of it. Zach B. Dragon trying to find an opening. We saw a textbook Jinxie C4. Zach B. pre-fires and is able to connect. Zach B. on the scoreboard, currently 1-0. Lots of mistakes on his side, but Zach B was able to use his knowledge of the map to gain ground against Lemonolly and holding an angle and able to pre-fire for the round victory. Zach B is now on the Scopos. Scopos is really good in 1v1s. You're practically 2 operators. You have 2 robots at your disposal that has full health. and allows you to flank.
Left before insertion.
You can set your robot in different areas of the site, or you can play off of it and shoot through his shield.
Attacker's objective is to defuse a bomb.
Liminali opting to go on the Buck. I haven't seen much Buck gameplay from Lamont James. Kind of like Sledge, Buck is able to make multiple entries into sight and multiple lines of sight through soft walls. Just missed that Scopos by a hair. Zach B now opting to play off of his Scopos. Was able to drone the Scopos.
Attackers recovered the drone.
Flashes, does not connect. Lamont James able to cross. If I was him, I would use this as an opportunity to rotate around. Gets Lemon's drone. Just now noticing that Lemon is now roughly at 60, 70 health. This is not a gap that Lemon should be using. He should be rotating around. He's kind of funneled into this hallway. Buck doesn't really have the explosive utility to get rid of shields. And Liminali was able to fry the Scopos off of his shield. I'm going to be honest, that round, that push was in favor of the Scopos, but the Scopos choked it. It is now 1-1, round 3.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
All right. 1-1, round 3. We got Liminali on the Mute and Zach B. Dragon on the Grim. Mute is a favorite in 1v1s. It keeps drones at bay so they can't be easily spotted. What? Can y'all hear me? Oh, okay, good. Anyone in the Discord hear
5
scrams?
seconds left before insertion.
No? Okay, good.
Attackers are moving to defuse a bomb.
Yeah, I'm still muted. Zach B Liminali sealing off site and placing his mutes to keep the drones at bay. Barricading doors also allows for sound cues to know where your opponent is pushing from. Liminali cycling on cams, able to spot where Zach B is pushing from. I don't know why he is red pinging. Questionable C4 from Lamont James. Goes for a pre-fire. Does not connect. Another pre-fire. Zach B sending Grims out to hopefully tag him. And Zach B takes a 2-1 lead. Hello, hello, hello. Are you able to hear me?
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers. Ten seconds to go. 5 seconds to insertion. Attackers must locate and defuse a bomb.
All right, we have Zach B. Dragon on the Wamai and Lemon on the Twitch. Twitch is not a common pick from Lemon, but we did see it in his last game that he played. Twitch is good because it gives you a total of 4 drones for intel gathering, and also the shock drones to get rid of defender utility. Zach B. Dragon opting to hold Aqua Stairs. Lemon burning the clock using his drones. Located. And Zach B. Dragon gets him with a pre-fire. Oh, Lord. Zach B. Dragon now takes a 3-1 lead. You can't hear it, but we got some shit talking. Lamont James has been here before.
And defuse bombs.
He was at a 3-1 disadvantage in the last match and was able to come back. Still haven't seen plant denial using Valk's utility.
Discover the location
This
of
is
the
a great site to do so, instead using the Valk cams to find his opponent's approach. Sees the drone on the bomb chassis.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds
And
left.
able to get the drone. Welcome back, Belbies. Thanks for the support.
Defuse a bomb.
Even though he's not using his Valk cams for plant denial because he loves the gunfights, he does have his Valk cams set up in places to find his opponent's approach and might be able to capitalize on that. Zach B. Dragon back on the drone. Another Jinxie C4 by Lamont James. Seems to be wasting his utility. He can't wallbang that. He's not in the doorway, but if he plays his cards right, he should be able to pre-fire the door. And Zach B. Dragon sees the bullets and connects for a 4-1 victory in Zach B. Dragon's favor. Good games, guys. Good games. Isn't it you and Reaper, or is that not happening? Reaper, this game is like 80% confidence. You can beat the Fruit Loop. If you have aura, you'll let him be defense first. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. All right, I'm muting up. Good luck, guys. All right, we are in round 3 of the bracket, which is Nighthaven Labs. Kalo is able to secure his victories on Clubhouse. Kalo going on Legion, which is a common pick for him. Reaper choosing Ace, which could be in or not in his favor, depending if Kalo wants to reinforce.
Attackers have located a bomb.
Here's the drone, able to get it.
Seconds remaining. 5 seconds to insertion.
Again, Legion is really good in 1v1s, especially if you set your Legion mines up properly. It gives you sound cues of your opponent's approach and does tick damage. Halo red pinging. This may not be a good game for Reaper. This is starting to look in the favor of Kalo. Acing a barricaded door, which is questionable, but maybe using it for sound distraction. Kalo using his default cameras to his advantage, now knows where his opponent is. Reaper still bottom garage, hopping back outside, possibly rotating back to the initial door, opting to go Raptor's window, doubling back to the door that he opened. Kalo getting cocky, making yawning noises. Reaper is slow walking into sight. Hits a Legion mine, now Kalo knows where he is. Holds an angle. Pre-fires, does not connect. Tries to go for a wall bang. Ace took ground into sight. Kalo unable to locate where his opponent is. Walks straight into him. And a choked gunfight by Reaper. So we're in Cobblestone. Chat, I don't, this match is a little off.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can. Attackers have located a bomb.
Legion setting up some default head holes.
5 seconds left. Attackers are heading out to defuse a bomb.
Kalo going to Twitch, which is a good hard counter for Legion mines if he can locate them with his shock drones. Halo egoing Reaper a little bit, saying that he's going to play music during this round that he doesn't need to hear. Halo puts a shock drone in a garage location. That shock drone will not be able to get Legion mines, but he has another shock drone in his pocket. Halo making a lot of noise. Legion should know where the approach is. Somebody give Reaper a map. He did not hear Halo shoot that cam. Found a Legion mine. Reaper reacting to the shot. Still doesn't know where Kalo's pushing from. Kalo is now inside. Takes damage and sells the round against Reaper. Kalo should have pre-fired the default head hole shot, but was unable to locate his opponent. Can someone draw Kalo a map, please?
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
We have Reaper back on the Amaru. He might be trying to do an aggressive push, or might just be using the LMG. I don't remember if he has the shotgun or not. Halo on dock, opting to go to the basement site, which is not good for the Amaru play. Reaper should swap off of Amaru.
10 seconds to insertion.
There's better ops to be using that has some of the same guns that
Attackers
Amaru has.
locate a bomb.
Reaper's still droning, trying to locate the site. Halo is out of sight now, roaming. Finds the drone. Amaru Reaper doesn't know that Halo is out of the sight. Reaper is using Amaru's LMG. IQ may have been the better pick, but we'll see. Reaper is still unaware that Kalo is out of sight. Reaper realizing that Kalo shot the garage drone, which should be a hint that Kalo is not in sight.
Attackers have located a bomb.
Halo dropping hatch to regain site control. Reaper going for a plant, knowing that Kalo is off site, but decides to get off the plant. That might have costed the round, but it's not, because Reaper's aim is better. This game was in favor of Kalo, but Reaper has taken a 2-1 lead. We are now in round 4.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
Got Reaper back on the Legion, and Kalo might be getting a little aggressive with the Ash plays. We'll see what he can do with it. Kalo realizes that Reaper is not upstairs and proceeds to try to find the bomb site. Kalo was able to locate the drone site and now has a drone tucked into sight. Reaper didn't see the drone, which is odd.
Attackers are moving out to locate a bomb and defuse it.
Halo has shown better game knowledge and map knowledge, but just hasn't been able to connect with his shots. Like I said, Kalo was the favorite of winning this match. But let's see if Reaper can hold the lead. Reaper has still not located the drone. Halo using his drone insight to get sound cues. Halo using his breach charge utility to gain ground, still has 2 ashes in pocket. Reaper playing 90 just outside of sight. Halo gaining ground towards the site, unable to locate. Reaper was projected to win that gunfight, but got flicked on by Halo with the better weapon. Big sell from Reaper, which could have potentially costed him the lead. It is now 2-2 tied. We are in round 5.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers. Bomb located by attackers.
Halo back on the Ella, which is a common pick for him. He seems to main Ella. Reaper back on the Amaru.
Attackers are heading out to defuse a bomb.
It worked out in Reaper's favor last time he ran Amaru into the gunfight. Halo is now in the upstairs objective, which may be more beneficial to the Amaru. Halo still has 2 Ella mines in pocket. Sets up an Ella mine in electrical. Amaru now in sight, gaining ground towards the objective. Halo creating an escape using an impact grenade in case he needs it later. Halo goes for a Raptor pre-fire, does not connect. Fires his gun to cut off the sound of him dropping. Amaru back up into rafters, hitting another Elamine. Laying down in rafters, holding an angle, unaware that Kalo is right underneath him. Kalo pre-fires rafters, connects. Reaper is now roughly 20 HP. Kalo is rotating. Amaru could have used this time to get into sight. Capitalizes on it. Here's Kalo. Doesn't see him enter and gets absolutely fried. It is now 3-2 in Kalo's favor.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
Kalo opting to go on the Dokkaebi. He's been practicing with the SMG-12. It didn't work out in his favor last game. He used Dokkaebi. Kalo setting up a beautiful rafters cam. Legion making default head holes.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Attackers are moving out to locate a bomb and defuse it.
Kalo DMRing into the building. Seems to like the flashy Christmas cam. Kalo using his drone to gain intel on rafters. It looks like it's going to be a rafters push. Reaper setting up Legion mines. Holding an angle on rafters after hearing the DMR sound cue. Uses one Dokkaebi call, but unable to gain ground off of it. Kalo slowly making his way into sight.
Bomb located
Hits a
by attackers.
Legion mine. Reaper now knows where his opponent is pushing from. This gunfight right here is in the favor of Reaper. And gets fried by Kalo. And Kalo takes a 4-2 victory. Good games, guys. Reaper, there was so many gunfights that was in your favor. Crouched in 90 when you're on the kitchen site, you should have won that one. Good games, good games. It's okay, good games.